Welcome back, guys. Today we're on a mission. We're gonna try and fix up the cat's litter box area because despite being all fancy with a lid, she still ends up dragging sand all over the floor. The rug's not helping, the door's not helping, and it's just something that's got to get fixed because it's a constant hazard. It's something that has to keep getting cleaned up. We thought when we got the litter box with the door, we might be able to solve this issue, but it didn't work. Fortunately, despite Daniela begging me to throw this box in the garbage, I kept this giant box that we got our mattress in when we bought our new mattress. I'm not really sure what the plan is, if I'm gonna try and hide the box, the litter box, or just make a tray or something, but the goal is to figure out a way to stop getting that sand all over the place, and maybe if there's enough room or material left over, and hide some of the stuff that always ends up getting collected in this corner. But first I'm gonna clean everything up, sweep and mop the floor, start with a fresh clean area. So I'll check back in with you when that is done.
So I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here, but I figure I might as well get the box, get the litter box together, see what we can come up with. Originally, I was hoping that I'd be able to kind of slide the litter box in there, but this litter box is way too tall, it won't fit. So I'm gonna grab the old one, the one that we originally got when we had Kiko at first, when she was really small and she was a kitten, see what we can do with that. And lo and behold, it fits inside. This is great news. We can work with this. Let's get on with the design. Gonna do maybe a stand-up kind of tower so that she can kind of climb up on it. And the first step is gonna be to cut off the cardboard flaps off the bottom where the box is gonna sit in. A little bit tricky, but you don't have to be too precise. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit rough, because we're still figuring out what we're doing, but we're happy with that. We're gonna test it out and see what that kind of gives us. I did leave the one big flap on to kind of like a front porch kind of situation to put like the rug on for the sand. And I'm just gonna rough in a door. Like I said, you can freehand these or you can draw them on and sketch them out. I'm pretty confident with my freehand abilities of the knife on the cardboard, so I'm gonna cut that out a decent size. Realistically, I should have cut it higher because the litter box does sit higher up off the floor and there's no real need for the doorway to go all the way down to the floor, but hindsight's 50-50, you know how it goes. So we're gonna punch that out and see how it sits and go from there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. That's not too big of an area for her to squeeze through, but cats are pretty good. So the next step is to kind of close off the litter box portion. So I'm going to roughly take a measurement there to see where the top of the litter box is. And I'm going to cut a secondary door in so that when all is done, I'm going to hopefully be able to get a floor on top of the litter box. And then to get to the tower part for recreation, she can climb in through this secondary side door. And for the floor, I'm going to try one of the flaps I cut off because, I mean, it was manufactured to be the same size, but I'm not entirely sure how to hook it on here. Luckily, these flaps are here, and we're going to maybe try and brace them. The first thing I'm going to try is the stapler. And yeah, this does seem to be going all right, but it turns out that the staples weren't actually long enough, so I'm going to try maybe some glue, see if we can get that in here. But as you can probably guess, it's not going well. I'm getting kind of frustrated at this point. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. So we're going to double down on the glue and try and also add staples. But as I've already mentioned, not really going to work too well. But I mean, we're experimenting here, so you know, see what works, see what doesn't, see if we can improve. But what a mess. Like, take this all out. This is garbage. Let's rethink this. And we're gonna go back to our leftover wood that you've seen in many of my projects, I'm sure, if you've been watching. These corners are actually seem to be a decent size, so we're gonna screw them in and kind of make almost like steps, like tiered levels inside instead of full floors, because we have the material and we have the tools, and I've never used wood and cardboard together like this, so it'll be kind of cool to see what happens. So I've decided, yeah, to make it kind of stepped up like I mentioned before, so she can kind of go in and like jump up and down. And this part is a little bit of a mess. I decided at first that I was going to try and keep the cardboard on top, so it would be like a top structure or floor or something, so she could get up there and lie down. But it was just an absolute disaster. What a mess. It looked terrible and had zero functionality at the end of the day when I cut it. So we scrapped that idea. It's been kiboshed. I'm going to cut the flaps off here just like we did on the bottom and just go back to our wood. I do have 2 more of these corners left, so I figure maybe I'll screw them in the very top to make some kind of a platform. I played around with different variations on this, but the best way I could figure to do it was like this, across from each other. And it did take me a little bit of time to figure out how to get the screws in properly, holding them without ripping the cardboard and whatnot. But we've got all our platforms in, we got everything ready to go. We're gonna test it out, put it on there, see what it's all about, and see if we have to make any adjustments. So get it into the corner there. I mean, look at that, it's perfect. I didn't get the full floor across the litter box like I planned, but hopefully that won't be too much of an issue.
It's pretty neat. Turned out kind of better than I thought it would. I'm not sure. These are real sturdy, and she's not that heavy, so we'll see how well they hold up. I think I might be just prototyping this, and if she likes it, I can build one out of wood. I am gonna spray paint this or paint this somehow and try and make it look a little bit nicer, because it is a little rough to look at. But before we do any of that, we're gonna see if she can even use it, because it's kind of pointless to decorate or paint it if gotta cut more out or fix anything. So I'm gonna get some cat treats. Kiko, a treat? No, not you, Frankie. Kiko, come here. Kiko, come on, come here, Kiko. Frankie, this isn't for you. Okay, here, you have one, go away. Go lie down. Kiko, come here. Come. Kiko. Come on. Kiko, look. Frankie. Kiko. Frankie. Look. We'll have to catch her by surprise when she has to go in, I guess. Come here. So it's been about a week and a bit since I made this thing, and it wasn't really going that well. Daniela made a good point that the cat probably didn't want to hang out in it because it was right on top of her bathroom, which is kind of like building a nice chair and putting it next to the toilet. She did go on it once, Daniela saw. I didn't see her use it, but you can see that obviously screwing wood into cardboard isn't the frontiers of construction, and her weight did make a little bit of a bit of damage on it. But so Daniela thinks I'm dismantling the thing and getting rid of it, but instead I brought it up to a different place, the bedroom, and set it up in a corner to see if maybe she'll like using it up here at night when we're sleeping, or just to hang out in, and if not having her bathroom inside would be helpful. Plus that gives her a whole extra floor to jump around in, so see if that works before Daniela realizes I didn't throw it out and gets mad at me. Yeah, I also didn't bother painting it for that reason, because seeing how it's gonna probably fall apart, I just want to see if the cat will use something like this, and then I can probably make it out of like wood or whatever, make it a little bit sturdier. So that's the update on that. Hi, Kiko. Kiko. So yeah, this project was fun to do. I'm not really sure how long it's gonna last. She hasn't used the tiered system or the other floors too much yet. I think she's still kind of getting comfortable with it, but she has been spending quite a lot of time in there. So I did take an old bed sheet that I got ripped. Instead of throwing it out, I've kind of put it in there, so she goes in there and she likes to kind of lay down in that and take naps. Danielle came up the other day. She told me while I wasn't here that she came up and saw that it was in there and was like, oh my God. But then she couldn't find the cat and saw that the cat was actually inside there in that sheet that I'd put there, like taking a nap. So that's good. It gets to stay for now because the cat likes it. I do plan on eventually making a much better system out of wood or something a little bit sturdier, because I do feel like it might be a little bit rocky without too much of a foundation on it or a base. But I mean, you got a giant cardboard box. You can't just chuck it. You got to do something. And I mean, cats love cardboard boxes. So I mean, 2 and 2 is cat tower. I had to do it. And when we dismantle it, we'll get all our fun wood back so we can do something else with it. But I mean, if you guys have any ideas on how to make a better cat tower, anything I can do with this to make it a little bit better and more fun for the cat, leave me a comment, please. If you enjoyed the journey on this one, leave me a comment about that too, and hit that like and subscribe button. I mean, I didn't really solve the cat litter problem, but you know, not everything's a winner. I think we still won with this one though, because I mean, cats like towers. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.